We fought off the pirates who were attacking us, but now our ship's a mess. Can we make it to land before we sink? I just wish I were back home safe with my family already.
You all are on a ship that is sinking. You just fought a battle against 4 people, somehow associated with the god of power. You don't know how. You don't know how they found you in the middle of this hurricane that is raging in the middle of the ocean. You are on your way to see if you can find the goddess of knowledge, Ismiene, using the coordinates that you guys found in the library back in Trivesti. You encountered this hurricane, you sailed into this hurricane, and then you were attacked. You were able to drive off your attackers, but before you could sink their ship or capture them, they left, they escaped. And Captain Osei, the member of the Kingsguard, or Kingsguard on Sea, who is captaining the ship that you have been given, says to you, "We've got to find land soon, or we're going under." The person in the crow's nest yells down, "Land ho!"
Well, that's just convenient. That's so convenient.
And you see there's a break in the hurricane. It is nighttime, but it is illuminated by flashes of lightning all over. But you can see a break in the storm, and there appears to be something in the midst of that. Captain Osei says, "Hang tight!" and he throws the wheel towards that space in the storm. The rest of the crew is busy either putting out fires on the deck caused by the attackers, or trying to repair some of the damage to keep the ship seaworthy long enough to get where you are going. And Captain Osei yells over to his shoulder, "Hey, you 4, make yourselves useful! Do something!" How would you like to help this ship get to safety?
Is there still fishing?
Start fishing? Don't think that's gonna help you.
I can fly.
So you can save yourself.
I can get a hammer and go around fixing the crab.
Oh, on the outside of the ship.
Yeah.
Okay, so as a Dragonborn, now that you are 5th level, what can you do?
I can do it's called something like astral wing.
Astral wings. So you watch Six Tails concentrate, and all of a sudden these bright, translucent wings spring out of his back. That they look like dragon wings. And you are going to start flying around to repair parts of the ship. Okay, so what I want you to do is I want you to roll an intelligence check for me to see if you can figure out where it would be most helpful for you to do things like that.
Okay, 15 plus 2, 17.
That's perfect. Okay, so you watch Six Tails take off from the deck of the ship and start flying around, trying to repair parts on the outside of the boat. For a split second, Sophia, your heart sinks as you see Six Tails disappear over the side of the boat. And then you see him fly back up with a hammer and fly back down and fly back up as the ship is bobbing along its way. What else would the rest of you like to do?
Are there sails
There are sails.
on the ship?
Yes.
The sails are intact?
Ish.
And you said flames are...
So the attackers had bombed the ship a couple of times. There are flames everywhere. The sails have been tattered both by the attack and by the storm.
Would boarding help us to push us forward faster?
Not quite, just because it's not going to have a pushing power. It's not a force weapon, but there might be other things that you can do with that.
Can my gust of wind...
You could do something with gust of wind.
So I'm either trying to figure out, for a minute, how strong, how far are we from the land? I'm trying to figure out how do we try and just at least get closer, or do I at least put out flames?
Well, you tell me what you want to do. Which one is more useful?
Okay, well, how far are we?
You are close enough that the guy in the crow's nest shouted land ho, but you are far enough away that you're not there yet.
That doesn't help.
You want me to give you in leagues? Like
The least when the DM doesn't know how to tell you.
you have lived by the ocean, but you aren't a seafarer, so you don't know how close you know that you are close enough that land is sighted.
I want to get closer, and I think no matter what, getting closer and the wind, if that puts out some flames, great. But I feel like
into the sails is the most
getting
useful
closer
thing.
at this point is going to be helpful.
So Sophia stands on the back of the ship, the bow of the ship. Is that the bow? The back. I don't know. You stand on the poop deck, and she raises her hands, and this gust of wind, this gust of divine wind, comes out and pushes the sails, and now you are speeding faster towards this
for 1 minute.
For 1 whole minute, which is still not nothing.
Long time.
Yeah, it's not nothing. Serena and Argon, what do you think?
How many miles away are we?
How many miles away? You're not miles and miles. You are within sight of land.
It's not like dancing lights is gonna help.
It could.
Ow!
So, what are the dangers in the ocean?
Giant octopus coming out.
Yes.
That can help us.
But also, there are things like reefs and sandbars, especially when you get close to land. So ships have to be very careful when they navigate towards something because they could run aground before they get to safe land. So dancing lights might actually help you if you, what would you do with it?
Point it and it, like make a path almost.
So Serena runs up to the front of the ship. I think that's the bow of the ship. And she sort of stands there and Dancing Lights comes up. She throws the 4 balls of light in front so that the navigator, who's shouting instructions back to Captain Osei, can see a little bit better. And so Osei is able to navigate through these waters. Nice work. Anything?
I can't really do anything.
You are speeding towards land. You see a break in the clouds above you, an unnatural break in the clouds above you. You see the nighttime sky, and you see it just long enough before the navigator at the front of the ship yells, "Brace for impact!" And you smash onto the beach of this island, someplace, wherever you are.
Investigation.
What would you like to investigate?
I just want to kind of figure out where I am or what can be on this island.
Can I investigate too? Because I want to can I see any living thing?
So before you two can do that, you will get a chance to do that. But before you can do that, the ship comes to this stop. And Captain Osei looks around and is like, okay. Maybe let's go ashore. Maybe let's go ashore just to see how the boat is. And so over the next 20 minutes, you all evacuate the ship onto dry land. The thing is, as people are starting to bring up provisions from the bottom of the ship, try to get some things out of where it is wet.
From the hold?
From the hold, thank you. And get sort of those supplies on land just so they can take inventory, see who's lost, see what supplies you have for the time being to fix the ship, maybe, to make camp here for a little while. One big, burly, half-orc sailor comes up from the hold, and in each of his hands, by the scruff of their necks, you see 2 familiar people. Orin and Camden, can you come to the table, please?
Finally.
Oh, that makes okay.
Orin, can you tell us your name and who you are playing?
Went through trees. A dragonborn barbarian level 3.
And what's your name?
My name is Oren.
Good job. And who are you?
Camden, and I'm Samuel.
So Samuel and Went Through Trees. Let's back up a minute. Actually, let's back up 2.5 weeks.
Beep, beep, beep.
So the 2 of you are standing on the dock where the ships are, saying goodbye to your brother and your sister and mom as they go off on another adventure without you. They have been on so many adventures without you. And your parents and your dad are saying that you have to stay behind again. And you have these goodbyes with the people that you know, and you see them starting to get on the ship. And the two of you think, we want to go on an adventure too. So as everybody else is distracted, loading the ship, getting all of their stuff ready, saying their final goodbyes to other people, the two of you start to sneak on board. Can I have the two of you make stealth checks? So you're going to roll your d20. Ori, or Winthrop Trees, you are going to add 1, and Samuel, you are going to add 3.
4 plus 3. 15 plus 1 equals 16.
Okay.
7.
So Winthrop Trees and Samuel, you guys decide that you are going to sneak on the ship. You are going to go on an adventure too. It's your turn. It's your time. You're big kids. You can do this. And so you start to sneak on board. Winthrop Trees, you are good at being sneaky. Your brother is a rogue. He's taught you some things, and even though you like hitting things with your giant hammer, you know a little bit about sneaking. And so you start to sneak down the dock, find a secret way into the boat. Samuel, behind you, is like splashing in the water. The dock is creaking.
And he's playing drums.
But you, I will say, as a combined check, you are able to shush him. What do the two of you say to each other as you're getting on this boat?
Stealing inside the ship and going hiding places. Great hiding places, but where we can still breathe.
Do you think that's a good idea, Samuel?
Yeah.
Do you tell him where you want to hide? Where do you want to hide?
And when a boat gets attacked, we pop out.
What do you say back? Are you excited? Do you think this is a good plan?
Good plan.
Okay.
Ryan, are you gonna hide my spot?
So the two of you, they don't hide in your spot because you check your spot over the 2 weeks. But Samuel and Winthrop Trees, the boat takes off from the dock and you feel it going up and down and up and down. By the time it gets night, that first night, the two of you are suddenly like, we just ran away from home. And nobody knows we're here. And we can't go and tell people that we're here because they're gonna get mad at us that we are on the ship and we're not supposed to be. So the two of you panic a little bit. But then you realize that you are in the hold of a ship that has all this food. So you can just hide. You're just gonna stay down here and you're just gonna avoid people and you're just gonna eat some of the food and they won't know. And you're just gonna stay here until you can get home and it's gonna be okay, right?
Yeah, and when the ship gets attacked, we pop out. While they're battling, we sneak up on people that at the backs are turned and backstab them.
So, in fact, Winthrop Trees.
He's almost as devious
The
as
bad guys, I
He's
mean.
as devious as
I'm the devious
Argon.
one.
He's as devious as Argon. Dang.
Oh,
When
my
the
little
ship
motor
is getting
hobo son.
attacked, we attack the people who are attacking
Okay,
the ship.
so in fact,
You don't know that.
2.5 weeks into this voyage, somehow you have stayed hidden for 2.5 weeks.
Bro.
It's very bizarre. You think a couple of times you get a little bit worried that one of the sailors might know where you are, but nobody seems to see you at all. So you're able to stay hidden. And then one night, the ship does get attacked. You have felt for a couple of nights the ship shaking a lot more, like you're in a storm. And Winthrop Trees, because your family are sailors, you know what a storm sounds like. And then suddenly the ship shakes because it's just been shot by a cannon. And you can hear fighting up on deck. And what do you think, Samuel? Do you want to go up there and fight or do you want to stay hidden?
Stay hidden. I want to go up and take a quick peek to see if there's anybody I can backstab. And if there is, I want to smack them in the head behind and make them fall over and then go back and they're like, what hit me? Was that a cannonball?
So Samuel, can you convince Wind Through Trees to stay hidden?
Go hide on the deck somewhere.
So you're trying to not convince him to stay.
Samuel, do you think this is a good idea? So while the two of you are arguing about this, you're like, I want to go up there. You're like, this is a terrible idea. The fight is happening above you. You hear the sounds of swords and fire and spells and cannons and the ships colliding and all of this stuff. And then you hear shouting as the other boat leaves and the battle has passed. It's been so fast, you spent the entire time arguing that the battle is over. But the danger is not. You feel the ship suddenly speed up. Out one of the holes, the portholes, you can see these colorful lights lighting the way. And then you feel the ship shake with a crash, and the two of you fall over. And you hear commotion. You can see people starting to jump off the ship onto the beach that you've landed on. And then the sailors start coming down in the hold to grab the supplies. And this big, giant, half-orc, green skin, huge muscles, big, sharp tusks, looks down at you. He picks up a giant box and he sees you and he looks down at you and says, "What do we have here? 2 stowaways." What do you say to him?
Well,
They're your problem now.
Maybe this is Nyanne's island.
I'm playing mom, but now I'm heightened.
I'll be back in 10.
Keep watching the adventure. Click here to see another part of the story.